This is a Manzanita burl that I got from a friend like 4 years back. This burl have been sitting in my place for 4 years and I've done nothing with it. It was too big to kind of Dremel carve. Now what I did is I took it to my chainsaw carving shop and I sliced it with my chainsaw. Now there's another half, so this would be the center, this would be a half, and there'd be another half over here. And then I used my buddy's planer and I planed it. Now what I was going to do with this piece is make it into a crib board, but it's too small. The crib board wouldn't fit on there, the pattern that I have. So what I'm going to do with this is, well, I'm just going to carve it. Now you'll see back here, black here, that's caulking. Hot glue. You'll see the sides here, it's all hot glue. This piece of wood, excuse me, if you look on the edge here, it's all little tiny worm poo holes. That's all solid worm poo in there, those different colors. Now there was worm poo all throughout this, so that's why I did these cuts and cut it all out. Let's see if there's some on this piece. Yeah, so look right in the center of the screen. See that? Worm crap. All the lighter spots. So to save this piece, I'll carve this another day. To save this piece, what I'm gonna do is, why I put the black hot glue on, see, like I created a dam all around the edges. I'm gonna epoxy. I'm gonna epoxy it. I'm gonna epoxy these holes, and what I'm gonna use is a teal color. Me and Spike came up with the teal color because this Manzanita, the most beautiful wood in the world, goes really dark after you carve it. So here's a what is this, medium turquoise. So what I'm gonna do is mix up some epoxy, and I'm gonna brush it in here, and let's see if it leaks, because I know this hole right here, I think it was this one, goes all the way through. That's why I have that black glue on the bottom. So when you do the epoxy on wood, like cedar, for example, the wood has gases in it and it bubbles. So you need to have a cap, like what's the coat called? Standby. You need to have a base coat to lock the wood. But I'm not going to epoxy, at this point, I'm not going to epoxy this whole piece. I'm just going to epoxy in the cracks here. But so I'm going to mix up some epoxy. I got the deep pour epoxy too. I'll show you guys in a minute. I'm going to mix up the epoxy and just get a paintbrush and wipe it all in here. And then it will run down into the cracks and we'll see if it leaks. Because I don't want to pour lots of epoxy in here and the whole thing leaks right out the bottom. So it's better to take your time and take your time and just kind of, I don't know, just do your base coat first. And also the base coat, if I get all along the sides here, it will help less chance of it bubbling, the wood bubbling. I don't know if it's pretty hard wood. I don't know if it's going to gas out and bubble. But so I'm going to do the base coat with the medium turquoise color. And then I'll do the final coat, the big one, with blue-green. This is basically turquoise. So kind of when I'm carving it, I might carve a wood spirit in here. I might carve a simple face in here. I just don't know yet. So this is the epoxy I got off Amazon. Deep pour epoxy resin. So this stuff, it's deep pour. So if this stuff, it's not mixed up 1-to-1, you'll see there's 3 tubes in there. 1, 2, 3. This mix up 2-to-1. So it dries slower. That's why, because if you excuse me, fuck. So this is the stuff I got from Amazon. Deep pour epoxy. So it's 2-to-1. Crystal clear, resin, doesn't go yellow, self-leveling, bubble free. Yeah, okay, bubble free. This stuff has 3 tubes, 1, 2, 3. So 2-to-1. So you mix, like it says, 2-to-1. I got to find out if it's weight or or if you have to scale it by the size of the shit. This deep pour stuff makes it so you can pour 2 to 4 inches deep and it won't crack. Like because it cures a lot slower. That's why there's more epoxy, less hardener in here. That makes any sense. Anyways, I'll get this mixed up and stop wasting your guys' time. Yeah, this stuff's by ratio, so deep pour epoxy resin. So I use 2 of this, say 2 cups of this, and 1 cup of this, the hardener. All right, so take your time mixing this stuff. This isn't 5-minute epoxy. This is, well, you got 6 hours working time with this stuff. So just make sure you mix it up really good. You're going to get bubbles in there. You know, the slower that you mix it, the less bubbles you're going to get in there. So you got to make sure you get all the sides. If you guys can see, I got this thing leaning on the side. Get all the sides, spin your cup. If you do not mix this stuff properly, you are going to get a friggin' ugly, sticky, gooey mess. So I mix it up first, then I'll add the micro powder pigments. So you got 6 hours working time. Take your time. I got the degassers to get rid of all the bubbles out of this stuff too. And I got the other thing that's for the epoxy, but I'm not going to bother doing that with this project. It's not that big of a deal. This is just for fun. If it doesn't work out, I really don't give it. I don't care. But if you're going to be putting all this time into here in this epoxy, you know, you do want to try your best. So I'm going to try my best on this piece. But if it doesn't turn out, it's going to be like, oh, well, no big deal. Nothing lost, nothing gained. I will say about this deep pour epoxy, it's a lot thinner, a lot more watery than the other epoxy. That's for sure. Yeah, way more watery. There's not even much bubbles in there. So keep mixing it. When you think you've mixed it enough, mix it more. It's a lot thinner, like more watery, more liquidy, because it gives the bubbles and it cures a lot slower. It doesn't cure so fast. It gives the bubbles lots of time to release. Like, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but there's barely any bubbles in there. There's few, but I don't mix that slow. I just kind of do my thing. So this stuff being thinner, like water, more watery, it gives the chance, and it's slow curing. It gives epoxy, it gives it a better chance for the bubbles to release than the thicker stuff. So, and it takes a lot more time to cure. If I didn't say that, I don't know. So I got the epoxy mixed up good enough. This is the micro powder. I don't know how much you're supposed to put in there. I just put in there as much as I want. I put lots in. And mix her up. Now, when you mix this micro powder in, mix it really good too, because if you don't, it will be clumpy. Take your time. Do the job right the first time. You don't have to do it a second time. Second time will be better. Put some more micro powder in there. I can see it's kind of this. I guess this is cheap micro powder. I bought a whole kit of it. I got tons of this stuff. But I guess the better micro powder you get, the better it works. Just like anything else, you buy a cheap tool, it's probably going to last you. You buy an expensive tool, good chance it's going to last you the rest of your life. Anyways, I'll just mix all this up, and then we'll get the piece laid out, and we'll start brushing it in. And I did pour extra. So mix this up good. You don't want it to be clumpy. All right, got the piece laid out on a couple pencils. I could put some paper underneath this in case it leaks out, but I don't know. I like a messy table. Here's a paintbrush. All I'm going to do is just make sure I wipe this on everywhere inside here. You can see it's already pooling up down there. You know, I'm not worried about it sitting on the face. Like I said, I'm going to carve this. This whole thing's probably going to be carved. And we're sitting on the face there. I can sand it and do whatever I got to do. So just make sure you get all the walls and everywhere. So I'll zoom in here so you guys can see what's going on. I don't think I need to film. Oh, there's a bug poop that I missed. Oh well, this is gonna be a bug poop thing. Oops, I need to make it down there too. Oops, I'm already fucking it up. Don't be a Geordie. Definitely don't be a Geordie. Yeah, because I'm an idiot and I can't wait for the shit to fucking cure. It's all leaking out of here. It's all leaking out over here. It's just bullshit. It's all leaking. Yeah. Try and shove some hot glue in there to stop it, but I just don't know. So to all my regular subscribers, you guys often hear me say, don't be a Geordie. Well, don't be a Geordie. I'm not saying that to try and be funny. I mean it, like really. Don't be a Geordie. Anyways, doing that without putting cardboard down on my table was a stupid does thing. And I say, don't be a Geordie. It was a friggin' mess. It dripped down all inside my things. I had to lift this grate up, clean all outside there. It was all over my table. Use this rubbing alcohol when I got cuts and stuff on my hands, and everything just burns. But hopefully it's all cleaned up and get back to carving tomorrow. Now here it is over there drying out on piece of friggin' like hockey board stuff that they wrote on. I'm gonna let it cure like this stuff. I think the working time is 4 to 6 hours, where you can keep stirring it. Then it starts getting thicker after that, and I think it takes like maybe 72 hours to cure, possibly. So, did I need to use a deep pour? No, I didn't. But it does help with the bubbles, and it is a better curing epoxy, in my opinion, when you're doing the deeper pours. So I got to figure out how to. The hot glue, the black hot glue, didn't seal the cracks because the edge is all bumpy and shit, and I wanted to leave it bumpy. I don't want to. I could have like sanded it smooth and taped it and made sure that it didn't leak, but I thought the hot glue might have been good enough, but it wasn't. You can see how much leaked out of it. But anyways, this will be a to be continued by Don't Be a Geordie. Yep. Leave you guys in suspense. Am I going to be able to seal those cracks and pour more epoxy in there? Carve something in there? What do you guys think? How do you guys think I should seal the cracks on the ends? Not as easy as it looks. Maybe use some 5-minute epoxy. Thanks. Love to hear I love to hear your smart ideas.